Today I'm working on cleaning up some succulents, and my goal is to get it done, not to make it look pretty, but just to get things cleaned up and make some progress. So this and this and this were all in a pot together, and I pulled them apart because the pot was falling apart. Here's what the pot looked like. It was terracotta, and you can see it's just completely disintegrating. So not great. So pulled it apart. And I really liked the idea of putting these thimble cactus in a rock planter. So we'll see how that goes. And then just because this is how I roll, I'm probably gonna remove all the dead leaves off of this one and plant it on its own. And then with this one, you can see it's got like the big stalk that was very stretched out and then a couple babies. So see if I can do this while I'm holding it on, on camera. But I'm gonna, oh, there's another baby back there. I'm just gonna cut this piece out. Ta-da! Okay, so now I'm gonna plant this in a pot on its own, basically just like that. And then this one, I'm gonna also cut again right there, because I'm pretty sure that all of this through here is dead. So I think it's basically, yeah, you can see there's not a lot of green in there. So I'm gonna just remove these, and then this one will get potted up on its own as well. And then, like I said, we'll remove the lower leaves on that one. These had a bunch of dried up leaves along it because they weren't getting enough water. And this one actually didn't have dried up leaves. It did in a previous time. But I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the video. There are actually tiny little babies starting to grow along the stem here. Oh yeah, you can see some right here and right here. So what I'm gonna do with this one is just chop it off. And we'll let that grow. Ideally, I would leave this with some actual leaves attached, but there aren't any down low. And with the cutting, I don't know, it just didn't make sense because it has these two heads on it. So this I'll go ahead and pot up in its own container. And then this one we're gonna cut off. And this one I am gonna leave the leaves on just to help it. I don't see any babies growing down here, but it will get some eventually. So off with its head. Now I'm gonna get these all potted up. I'm not gonna show you that whole process because it's messy, but I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. All right, so I have this arrangement that I repotted, and I'm actually gonna go in here and I'm gonna make a note that I split this into multiple, oops, if I can spell, into multiple pots. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a picture for the new one. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it as this main Aloe brevifolia. So just center it there and then hit done. Use this photo. All right, so now that one is good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple other plants. So this is the Aloe juvena cutting. Juvena, use that photo. And I'm gonna say add another plant rather than set the plant details. So I'm gonna also add in, let's see, where'd it go? There it is. This one. And I'm gonna add in three more for the thimble cactus. And then I have two cuttings that I took. Oh, let's see, I wanna actually add another plant. So this is a cutting from a different plant. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And then I have a cutting from one other plant that I'm gonna add in, which is right here. On this one, I'm gonna go ahead and set the plant details. So I know it's an Echeveria at the moment. I don't remember what kind, so I'm just gonna call it good there. I am gonna tag that it's a cutting. Oh, and you know, I should add also that it's in a snappy pot. And then I'm going to add the location, office middle shelf, and I think that's all I need at the moment. So I'm going to click on my plants, indoor. I have this one. I'm going to go ahead and match because I know it's an aloe juvena. And I'm just going to apply the name info for now. I'm going to call it office, middle shelf, and we'll tag this one as also a cutting, and also add it as a snappy pot. Okay, I think that one's good. This one will also add it as a aloe juvena. Apply name info, office, and it is a cutting, and snappy pot. Guess I did not do that on the others, but that's okay. All right, and then this one is a thimble cactus. And actually that one doesn't need anything else. Okay, that one's good. And then this one I actually don't know this one. I'm just gonna call it a hybrid for now. And put it in office, middle shelf. This one is a cutting, and it is in a snappy pot. Okay, so that is all ready to go. Now, if I go to the middle shelf here, there's some other things that I need to take care of. So if I scroll down, this one I am going to record as having pruned it, and I'm going to add a new photo to it as well, showing the chopped off plant. So it's this photo. All right, and then I need, let's see, where is the other one? Oh, right there. Yeah, this one looks way different. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in, that lovely little stem, and then also mark that I pruned it. Okay, so all of those things are now added in. You'll notice this one has a question mark because it hasn't been watered yet. So I will water it in a day or two, and then that'll get recorded. If I want, I can set the watering history right here to show every 4 days or 3 days, however often I want it. Personally, I like to just do it water as needed, but I know that I'm going to come in and water every 3 to 4 days. If you don't set a time frame, the app will tell you it needs to be watered every day initially because it doesn't have a watering schedule set. So I can go ahead and leave that one there. And then you can see this one is blue, meaning it will need to be watered very soon. These are all red, meaning that they need to be watered now. So it was last watered 19 days ago. The average watering is every 15 days. So it is overdue for watering. Alrighty, we've got these all potted up in some snappy pots. It looks so much better. Although I did not add any top dressings to these, which I normally do, but they don't need it, and it's one extra step, and I'm trying to just go for speed and getting things repotted and cleaned up. So these I will continue watering as I have in the past, probably every 10 to 14 days. The cuttings I'm going to water a little bit more frequently until those roots get established. And all of these that are repotted, I guess this one is a cutting, so it'll go every probably 3 to 4 days. And these other two that had roots will go every 10 to 14 days. I am not going to water them today. I like to wait at least a day before I water them just to let everything dry and settle, and it can help prevent rot from messing with the roots, because when you mess with the roots they get damaged and it opens up little wounds. So it's nice to just let them dry. But this feels so much better, so much more cleaned up, and I'm excited to see especially how these ones on the ends continue to grow.